everybody. Today is Wednesday, January the 13th, 2021, and we are continuing to work on division. We're using strategies and models to help us divide, and we're going to continue today with repeated subtraction. We are going to be thinking about how we can divide, or how we can think about division using that repeated subtraction. Hopefully you've watched my videos this week and participated in the live lesson for your class, because that's going to help you understand this a little bit better. So you've got to watch those videos and make sure that you're doing the assignments throughout that video that's embedded there that I'm asking you those questions about, to help you be able to understand it in the context that we're using it in. Today's learning objective is I will use models to solve division problems involving repeated subtraction and record solutions using division number sentences. Now I'm going to talk to you about what models would look like if we're using the repeated subtraction, because it's going to be the same thing in a picture that we could use. And then I'm also going to show you how we can develop division sentences that match the situation that we're being asked to solve. And then also we're going to use the repeated subtraction strategy, just subtracting the numbers. The purpose for this particular lesson is so that you can think of division as equal sharing, and today we're going to continue doing that with that repeated subtraction. So our problem for today is going to be Madden has 56 Hot Wheels. He wants to give 8 Hot Wheels each to some of his friends. How many friends get Hot Wheels? So I want you to think about how you would start using that repeated subtraction strategy to get an answer. I want you to pause the video, and I want you to take the opportunity to try this on your dry erase board, and then I'm going to show you how we can do this in 2 different ways using our knowledge of repeated subtraction. So pause the video now, try this on your own, see what you can come up with. So at this point, we know that Madden has 56 Hot Wheels to begin with. So remember, we talked about that this represents the whole. This is the whole amount he has. And I'm going to go ahead and just put a W over top of that so you know that's what we're talking about here. And he wants to give 8 Hot Wheels to his friends. We're trying to determine how many friends are going to be able to get 8 Hot Wheels each. So we know that we are going to be dividing by 8 because those are the numbers that are given to us. This is also going to be represented in the problem, and this is going to be a part. So we know that part is 8. Now we're looking for an unknown number. We're not sure what the answer is, so I'm just going to put a variable there. Remember, variables can be any letter, and they can represent any number. That's the unknown. We're trying to find it. And the answer, the quotient, is also going to be a part. These 2 parts make up what this whole is. So we've just got to figure it out. Now, you already see that I've drawn some dots over here. Actually, I've drawn 56 dots to be exact. And we're going to try to use that information to start subtracting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color here so you can actually see what I'm circling. And I'm going to circle 8 dots at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and start circling. And when I circle those, that means I'm taking those away. So I've just taken away 8. And I'm going to do that all the way till I have either no dots left or a small remainder. Now there are times that you'll have some left over. But in this case, and for now in our class, we are not going to have any remainders. We're going to think about how we can take them away to come up with an answer. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to look to see how many I took away. So each circle represents that section of Hot Wheels that I took away. And I was taking away each at a time. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm showing that A is equal to 7. Now, this is the picture model of this problem. But I can also use just my knowledge of repeated subtraction, taking away the number that I know from the original problem. So I know that I have 56, and I want to take away 8 each time. So again, the picture shows me taking away those 8, but I want to show you what it looks like with just numbers. So 56 minus 8 equals 48 minus 8 equals 40. I'm going to go ahead and minus 8 again. And I'm going to put the answer to that up here so you can still see me able to write. So now I have 40 minus 8 is 32, minus 8 is 24, minus 8 is 16, minus 8. We'll put the answer to that up here at the top. Is 8. And then I'm going to minus 8 again. Now remember, we want our remainder, what's left over after we subtract, to either be 0 or a number less than 8. So now we have 0 left to share. To find our answer here, we're going to circle everywhere that we subtract 8. So I'm going to circle only those that say take away 8 or minus 8 or subtract 8, where we're taking it away. Alright, so now I can just count how many times I took 8 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So again, this particular strategy works as well. I'm still taking away in both of the pictures because I took away here. Each time that I circled, I was taking those out of the total number of Hot Wheels that I had. So let me ask you quickly, why did I not circle this 8? Why did I not circle this 8? Hopefully you're thinking that was an 8 that was left over when I subtracted. I wasn't subtracting this 8 here, so I didn't need to circle it. I only subtract where I have a subtraction sign and the 8 to get my answer. So again, 56 divided by 8 equals 7. 56 divided by 8 equals 7. Some discussions about what all of this stands for. Now, when we were doing that on the whiteboard, I had put over each one of those numbers, 56, the 8, and then the 7, I had put over a letter which told us what each of these represents. So when I'm thinking about that 56, it stands for 56 total Hot Wheels. I already know the total amount. And I know that part of that amount is 8. So I know that my part, that 8 stands for a part. It stands for a part of that 56. The 7 stands for a part of that 56. That 8 tells me that each person is going to get 8 Hot Wheels. That 7 tells me how many people are going to get those Hot Wheels. So those two parts together make that whole, make that 56. And the way that I can tell is if I multiply. Remember, we talked about that inverse operation that division and multiplication have. So if I multiply these two numbers, I would know that they equal 56. So when I put these two parts together through multiplication, it should equal the total amount that I have at the beginning to start with. So keep in mind, when we learn those basic facts, it's gonna help us do our division much easier. So learning and memorizing basic facts are gonna make your life easier when it comes to multiplication and division. Now, we learn all kinds of strategies in third grade to help us multiply if we, for some reason, don't or aren't able to memorize, but it's key to getting being successful at division in the long run, because you can get it more fluent with it when you know those facts. And the more you practice those facts, the more they're just going to kind of stick with you. It's something that once you do them over and over, you're going to be able to keep them in your mind and memorize them that way. So that is going to help you as you go along. But there's all kinds of strategies, and I'm teaching you to help you with multiplication and division at this point. So in your lesson work, I want you to tell me what's going to make it easier for you for division. And hopefully you're going to say learning multiplication facts. So you can just put multiplication facts in our lesson work for today. I would like to talk to you because I know when I was younger, it was very difficult for me when I was reading a word problem to determine what operation I would use. And this goes for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, all four operations. But there is a way that we can tell whether we should divide or whether we should multiply. Now, in any math problem, it is key that we read the question. Then it's important that we reread it, because when we reread it, that's when we can start, breaking up the information. What do I need to solve this? What do I know? And then how do I find out the answer? What operation is going to get me the answer? So the first thing that you're going to do is read it, reread it, and then you're going to try to figure out what you know. If you know the total, so when I'm thinking about if I know that it's going to be a multiplication or division sentence, I'm going to ask, do I know the total amount? If I say yes, then I'm going to come down over here and I'm going to think about these questions. And then if I say no, I'm going to come over here and think about these questions still. So if I say yes, what is it? What is the total if I know it? The number, do I know the number of groups? Do I know the amount in each group? So if I know yes, what are they? If I know both the number of groups and the amount in each group, then I need to check my problem again, because more than likely I'm not going to use division. But if I know the total and I know at least one of these, if I only know just one of these, then my answer is no, and I'm going to use division. Then I would use division to help me there. Over here, if I don't know the total, do I know the number of groups and the amount in each group? If I know the answer to both of those questions, these two questions here, then I know that I'm going to multiply. But if I don't know both of those, then I need to look at the question again, because more than likely I should use division. So if I know both of these, the answers to both of these, the number of groups and the amount in each group, then I'm going to multiply. If I only know one of these and I know the total, then I'm going to divide. So there is a difference when you're multiplying and dividing. And that kind of does help you out with those questions. I hope everybody has an awesome day. I want you to make sure that you make a comment in the lesson work about what I said during the video. If you have any questions, please hop on the whole group Google Meet after our small group lessons, and I will be available to help you in this particular strategy for division. Hope everybody has a great day. See you later.